Fascinating news happening all over the place. I saw this late last night. This is an amusing tale about a house for sale in Fairfax. That would be the Virginia, the Mantua area. 5-bedroom home for sale. It's in a great spot, apparently. It's a Trader Joe's, a Home Depot. They're all close by. Pretty tempting price, especially for someone with a healthy budget for renovation. It's listed at $800,000 in an area where many of the top sales are about $1 million.
Wow. Hey, that's a steal, man.
For that area, yeah. Judging by the pictures, it's a good-looking place. You know, it needs some
TLC.
Work. Little fixer-upper, nothing huge.
Right.
The owners only want cash offers. The home, which does need some work, sold as is. It's not uncommon in that still hot market right there. But there's a major quirk per the listing, which has landed the home on popular Instagram account Zillow Gone Wild.
Oh, boy.
Quote, home will convey with a person living in a lower level with no lease in place. There's a squatter in the basement, and they can't get them out.
Oh. Yeah, they can.
Sure you can. That's what I was reading through this. I was like,
call the police.
Well, apparently not. Reached by phone, the listing agent, Zinta Rogers Rickert of Zinta and Robb and the Red Truck Realty Group, Remax Gateway, says the basement resident is someone who, quote, weaseled her way in, end quote, and has been there for about 3 years with perhaps another person living with her. The tenants, for lack of a better word, have no lease and aren't paying rent. The current owners are just not the type that can financially afford or emotionally deal with an eviction. What the
hell? Oh, we can't kick them out, so let's just sell it.
That's kind of the way this feels.
Who's in control here? Whose house is this?
The house already has one offer, and the agents there, the real estate agents, expect 2 more by the end of the day today. They said it's actually quite a good opportunity, $100,000 in renovation to replace a leaking toilet and some window frame rot, plus a questionable deck, rip out some carpet to expose the hardwood floors underneath, update the kitchen, and boom, you've
you
possibly doubled your deal.
Evict your basement tenants. Left that off the list.
It says here, of course, Rogers record says that, quote, you'll also require the patients to deal with an eviction.
It's not an eviction. They're squatting. I don't know about squatters' rights and laws in Virginia, but I know what they are in Texas, and I know somebody that lost a piece of land that way.
That can happen. I know homesteading is a thing.
Yeah.
But if you live in this house, right, and you find out that there's somebody living in your basement that you've never really seen, it's like, okay, that's trespassing. Yeah.
Get out of my house.
You've got precisely 1 minute to gather your shit and get out of here. Call the police. That's trespassing. That person doesn't belong. And they've been there for 3
years?
Yeah. I can't get rid of her. Let's just sell the place. I'm having trouble wrapping my head around this.
I am too. It's like they've got a spider infestation or roaches or something. We can't get rid of this, so we're just going to move. We're going to leave those here.
Yeah.
A couple of raid fogger bombs in the basement would take care of that problem.
How about change the locks? How about...
I'm saying call the cops and let them just haul the people out.
Well, the cops are going to come in and go, well, we can't do this. They've been here for 3 years.
Well, and maybe that's a problem now. See, that's their... Well...
They're not paying rent.
Right.
And I don't know.
Like I said, I don't know squatters' laws.
Yeah.
With COVID, what, you can't evict them?
Apparently.
Well, they're not paying rent. It's not an eviction. They're trespassing.
That's the way I would look at it. Yeah, they're trespassing all the way through.
But you've been trespassing for 3 years.
And a judge is going to go, why didn't you do something about this
before?
Like the day after they got there.
Yeah.
Who are you?
And did they not know? Was it a secret?
I don't know. That's all I know about what I just told you.
God,
all I know
that's
about all
just
this.
so bizarre.
How do you know that person's not like an axe murderer?
Well, they've been there for 3 years. They're not dead.
Well, maybe
The family's
they're not killing the people that own that
Well, it
house.
could be going out at night.
They could be.
That's true. But didn't it say it was a little old lady and somebody?
They said there was some woman.
Some woman. Okay.
And maybe somebody. They don't even know if there's anybody else that this woman is living with.
That could be a halfway house under their home.
It
that
could
they
be
don't
a
even
crack
know
house.
about.
You don't
they
know.
could be making meth down there.
It's not a crack house. It's a crack home.
A crack basement. What?
I'm having trouble wrapping my head around that. If I went home and found out that there were people camping in my backyard.
Yeah, that wouldn't last.
No, it would not.
I can't understand the thought process of the people that lived in the home.
For 3 years while these people were down there. Well, they're quiet. They don't, we don't see them. They kind of come and go. Must have a separate entrance to the basement, but still.
Yeah, there would have to be because
Well, it's not like they're coming through the front door.
Right.
No.
Hey, Judy. Hey, Bob. We're going downstairs.
You got any more than pizza rolls?
Yeah. Well, I saw years ago. There's a lady that she didn't live there for long, but she was living in a guy's kitchen. In a big cabinet. And he kept missing
Yeah, it was unbeknownst to him.
You remember this?
I do remember this.
And he set up a camera in his kitchen, and she came out of a cabinet in the middle of the night and
making
was
a sandwich.
eating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's like, who is this?
Who is this person?
What is she doing in there? And how did she get in there? And she snuck into his house. She had been sleeping there and then hanging out while he was at work.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah. That's weird, man. And so there's so many unanswered questions here. How did they get there?
Who are they?
Who are they?
Yeah.
Why are you dumb enough to leave them there?
Yes.
Why
hasn't law enforcement not gotten involved? I don't understand this. They're taking your electricity. They're using your water.
Well, presumably there's a bathroom down there.
Well, we hope. Can't imagine there being like some Home Depot bucket they're pooping in. Well, there's some strangers that live down the basement. They're nice. They're quiet and all, but they've been down there for a few. We don't even really know who they are.
Oh, my God. Did they get mail?
Another question. Person like that maybe doesn't have mail.
They probably don't have anything.
They may be on the run from somebody. He could be.
That's right. What if they killed people somewhere else?
Yeah.
And they're on the lam.
Sure. It's got the makings of a great horror film, that's for sure.
Yeah, but 3 years. A long time to wait for horror.
It's one of those slower moving films.
It's really slow.
Like the third Christopher Nolan Batman film. Slow.
Man, how do you not realize it?
Oh, then maybe they knew it all along, and they're like, well, we just don't want to emotionally deal with putting somebody out on the street. Fuck you, you're in my house. Get out. Go.
I wonder if they ever knock on the door. Hey, could we borrow a cup of sugar, please? Judy, leave us alone.
Right.
I would sure not be quiet. If I knew they were down there and I was not.
No, the sound that you'd be hearing is me racking a 12-gauge shotgun.
Oh, that's unbelievable. These people kind of deserve to have them there for 3 years if they didn't have the gall to remove them.
I know.
So their only answer is
just sell.
It's like it's haunted or something, you know?
It is. It is haunted. It's haunted by somebody who's
a homeless
alive.
person that's right. Is it, hey, look, we want you to know that's the same thing as saying we have ghosts in the attic and the basement. We have homeless people squatting.
Well, they're not really homeless at that point. We got squatters.
We got squatters in our basement.
Right.
You know, you can call exterminators for like raccoons and skunks and bats and.
Yeah, and for people, it's usually law enforcement.
Exactly. Aren't there exterminators for homeless people living in your basement?
Looks like you got a severe infestation of bums.
Yeah. We'll take care of that for you. And how is that going to affect the sale?
They said they've already got offers.
They've already got offers.
Yeah.
Well, then the people that are going to buy it are going to take care of this.
Oh, yeah. During the renovation process.
Yeah.
Part of that is going to be unasking the idiots living down in the basement.
You're going to move because we're tearing this place down.
Yeah.
You can't be down here.
We're not tearing it down. We're renovating it, and you're not part of the deal.
Yeah.
I'm not buying you,
Well, now.
They're part of the deal.
That's not legal.
No. But they're not tenants either. There's no contract. There's nothing. They haven't paid rent in 3 years.
Wow.
People taking advantage of a really bad situation.
Yeah. That's unbelievable that somebody would actually, on both sides, somebody would move in, stay there for 3 years, and somebody would allow that.
Remember the sovereignty movement, where there were people that would go to the office, what's the city office, the county office that has all the property records and stuff, and they would file like these liens against people just to take their house from them, and then would go and change the locks. It was these are the people that say that the laws that I'm a sovereign person and your laws don't affect me. And they were doing things like trying to steal people's houses. They were literally trying to steal. And this happened here.
I've never heard of that.
Years and years ago, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a sovereign
individual, and your laws don't apply to me, so I'm taking your home. And they file all this paperwork, and it winds up having, because of loopholes, they may have since closed, but they were having to go to court.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, imagine having to go to court to defend your own home.
Because somebody's trying to take it.
Yeah, with legal bearing.
Right.
And they're saying, well, no, your laws don't affect me. And the judges have to go through this whole process, and every time whether you file suit against the guy or whatever, it goes to court, it keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And now you're homeless because there's a guy in there who's changed the locks in your own home. And plus your stuff is in there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was a thing.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I hope they've closed the loopholes on that.
I'm fairly certain they have. I mean, it was an alarming thing. Let's see here. It's under different.
God, what kind of cojones do you have to move into somebody's basement and not leave?
I know. Good question, right? Okay, there's a couple of stories along the same lines here. Let's go to self-proclaimed sovereign citizen paper terrorism. Okay, this happened in this particular story. I know it's happened in other places, but this one's from Newark, New Jersey, back in October 21.
Wow, that recent.
A woman bought her first home in Essex County only to have someone she never met try to steal it. She said she wants others to be aware that it could happen to them. First came one letter, then another. The letterhead simply said that they were from the Al Moroccan Empire Consulate at New Jersey State Republic.
What the hell is that?
The woman who owned this house her name is Shanetta Little. She said, he gave me like a notice basically saying that he was going to possess the house because it's his ancestral land. My realtor said it's a scam. Don't worry about it. This is literally someone trying to steal my house with papers that they printed at Kinko's.
Yeah.
But then the author of the letters went to the home with some other men back in June. He introduced himself to the neighbors. They're like, hi, I'm your new neighbor, and I'm just changing the locks.
What?
Little showed up at her home, which was under construction, under renovation at the time. He was like, what are you doing here? Can I help you? Eventually, the man locked himself in. SWAT teams and the bomb squad showed up, and they were there for hours. They had to kick the door down to drag him out.
Oh, my God.
The guy had been linked to an extremist group. Hubert John, 39, was eventually arrested. Newark police said John claimed to be a sovereign citizen of the Al Moroccan Empire and that his status permitted him access to the property. He had placed a Moorish flag in the window.
Wow.
This woman became the victim of what is known as paper terrorism. Rachel Goldwasser from the Southern Poverty Law Center said, it's a long-time practice, unfortunately. It plays out across the country. There are people that have decided that they no longer fall within the jurisdiction of the United States of America and its laws. Little said it didn't end with John's arrest. He was back in August passing out flyers to her neighbors after he got out. She said that I committed fraud to get my house and the truth would be coming out, is what this guy was saying. A lot of people told her she should just sell the house, but Little, who pulled herself out of homelessness, said, I'm not backing down. I bought my house.
Damn straight.
She said, I worked hard for it. I'm not just going to let some random person who feels entitled to what I work for just take it or scare me away from it.
Right.
She said the home had been vacant before she bought it, and that's why she thinks this dude targeted it. She worries he'll return, but said she'll have security measures in place. Yeah, a 9mm ought to take care of that. Dude has been charged with criminal mischief, burglary, criminal trespass, and terroristic threats. So yeah, that's kind of how that works. That's one. Wow. That's one incident of the way that plays out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, but he didn't legally have any right to it, and there were no loopholes for him. He just came in and did it.
Yeah. Other stories. There's some on TikTok. A woman shares standoff with extremist group trying to steal her home. Anti-government sovereign citizens taking foreclosed properties and just owning them. They're just taking them and they file the paperwork and say we're the new owners.
Yeah.
No money's been exchanged. Sovereign citizens are trying to claim waterfront homes in North Carolina.
You can't be a sovereign citizen, though.
Moorish sovereign citizens. They're claiming they're from this Moroccan Moorish state that doesn't even exist. I mean, Morocco does, but not that.
Any of them named Otello? I mean, what are we looking at here?
Yeah. So yeah, imagine that. And now clearly, this woman in this house for sale is not one of those people, but she's just taking advantage of a good situation.
Yeah.
She's not trying to claim ownership of anything. She's just living there.
I don't think there's any. I don't know that that's actually a loophole. It just seems like they're scare tactics, and they're trying to turn the owner.
In some of these cases,
yeah.
But still, it's a pain in the ass.
Well, yeah, it
Imagine going home and your locks have been changed. You go, wait a minute, I own this. What's this?
Yeah.
And then there's some guy in there going, hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Dato America.
Yeah.
Your laws don't apply to me. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Get out of my house.
Blunt force trauma applies here, too.
Right.